we are going to measure the unknown impedance using shift in minima technique with the help of a waveguide test bench. So this is our experiment for today, and I will show you how to measure, how to take the experimental data, and what are the different settings. So this is the experimental setup. We have gun power supply, we have gun diode with mount, we have pin modulator, then isolator, then attenuator, then frequency meter, and finally we have slotted section waveguide with probe. And as a detector or display device, we are using this VSWR meter. So this is the whole setup. Now for unknown load, we will use this type of window. These are called window, waveguide windows, and we are connecting this window in this fashion. So in between this we have this window. Okay, so this is the transmission line, then we have this window, and after that we have a matched termination. Okay, so this is the experimental setup, and you have to note the gun bias nearly 6 volt. Now since we are using this slotted section waveguide, we must adjust the stop first. Okay, so though I have already adjusted it, but you can see that power is going down, so you have to adjust it carefully to make the power maximum. So at certain point you will see that power is maximum, so you have to keep that particular position of this stop. So this is over. Okay, also we have some adjustment with this one, like if you rotate this modulation frequency and modulation amplitude, the process is similar, like you just rotate these knobs and observe the corresponding power, and you have to keep a particular position when the power becomes maximum for both the two knobs. Okay, now to measure this particular unknown impedance, what we have to do, we are actually using shift in minima technique. Okay, now shift in minima technique means we first try to observe the location of the minima with load, and then we will replace this load by a short, and we find the new minima position, and from that change in minima position we will try to get the or try to estimate the impedance value. Okay, not only that, we need to measure the distance between two successive minima, that is lambda g by 2. At the same time we have to measure the VSWR with load under this condition. Okay, so first we have already adjusted this stop. Then starting from the leftmost position or rightmost position, whatever you want, we will measure all the minima. Right? Why? Because in a particular measurement of minima there may be some error. So if we measure all the minima positions, then the error will be nullified. Okay, so as you can see, it is showing high value. Now I am changing the position of the carriage. It is going down, and at a certain point there will be minima, because otherwise it will go up, right? So we have this minima. So now as you can see, I am just changing the position, right? So you keep it to the lowest part, carefully do it, smoothly do it. Okay, take the reading, take this reading of both main scale and vernier scale, right? So this is the leftmost minima that we are getting. Then you move the carriage again, we will have a maxima, then we will have the next minima. So carefully adjust it again, adjust it carefully. Okay, then take the reading of the second minima. In the same fashion, you just change the position of the carriage and take the position of third minima. Again you move the carriage and take the position of fourth minima, and so on. So the whatever may be the number of minima you are getting, you just take all the minima positions with load. Okay. Now we have to measure the VSWR. Okay. To measure the VSWR, you know how to measure the VSWR. First you have to go to maxima. See. So we are now in the maxima position. Okay. Adjust maybe with the help of this one or with the help of this gain adjustment. You carefully adjust it, to make so adjust it to SWR1, then move the carriage to the minima position carefully. It is increasing, it is decreasing, again increasing. So carefully select the proper position of the, so let me show it again. See, increasing. So now it is decreasing. I am just moving the carriage. Okay. So this is the position of minima, right? Take the reading of the upper scale, this one. Okay, that will give you, directly give you the value of SWR. Okay. So it is closely 1.5. Okay, very close to 1.5. So this is the SWR, and we have already taken all the minimum positions with load, right? Now we have to disconnect this load and connect a short, this type of short. Okay, so let me connect it. We have already connected the short right here. So now this transmission line is shorted. First it was loaded with unknown impedance, and now it is shorted. Under this condition, first we have to take the reading of all the minima positions, all the available minima positions, right? Just adjust this power so that the display is not going beyond the scale. So now you change the position carefully. So this is one minima. Take this reading. Now we are going to maxima position. Then we are coming back to the minima position again. So this is the minima position. Take this reading. Okay. Then again go to the maxima position and come back to the another minima. Take this reading. So in this way you take all the reading of available minima positions. These are the positions. Okay, you don't have to take the VSWR reading, because under this condition the VSWR is infinity, right? So you take all the minima positions, right? So you have already taken the minima positions with load, you have taken the minima positions of with short circuit, okay, and from that you have to calculate the distance between the minima positions with loaded and with shorted, okay. So if the load is shorted and the minima goes towards this load end towards right, then it would be capacitive one, and you have to take the minima the value of the difference as positive, get it. So in this way you have to calculate with the help of the expression given in the manual. You have to calculate the corresponding impedance, and you have to do it for different type of windows, okay. Inductive windows are there, capacitive windows are there, and finally before switching off the system you just try to measure, it is a good habit, try to measure the frequency, okay. So you just rotate this, you know how to measure the frequency, and at certain point of time you will see that there is a dip, right. So take the reading of the frequency meter. That is a good habit, it is not required right now, it is a good habit, okay. Now with short we have taken all the minima positions, right. The distance between two successive minima positions will give you the value of lambda g by 2, right. Why we are taking the value of lambda g by 2 from the short position when the load is shorted? Because under short condition the minima will be very sharp, it will be almost 0. If it is a good short, then the minima will be 0. So it will be easier for us to identify the proper position of the minima with short, right. But as you have already seen, with load other than short or open, the minima will not exactly be 0, it will have some value, and it is difficult to get proper position of the minima. That is why we generally take the value of lambda g by 2 from the two minima positions, successive minima positions, when it is shorted, okay. So this is how we used to take the reading of this for the measurement of unknown impedance, and you have to repeat this process for different type of windows. Mind it, in a particular setup you have to take the reading of the short just once, okay, because all the other things, if you don't change the frequency and the gun bias voltage, then the position of minima with short will remain same. So there will be no change in position of minima. Thing is that with load you have to take all the readings, VSWR and the minima positions. If you change the load, you have to take the reading of all the minima positions as well as the SWR, okay. And then you have to carefully calculate it, because the calculation is little bit difficult, but not very difficult, okay. So you just calculate it and you will get the unknown impedance for different type of windows. So I am showing again the experimental setup. We have a gun supply, gun diode, pin modulator, isolator, then this attenuator, then we have frequency meter, then we have slotted section waveguide with probe, and finally we have a detector. And mind it, we can perform the same experiment with the help of microammeter or different type of devices, but for this particular demonstration purpose I have used this VSWR meter. We can perform the same experiment with the help of microammeter. The thing is that only thing is that you have to slightly modify the experimental tables, okay. So this is the experiment from which we can calculate the unknown impedance using microwave test bench.